Hey everybody, it's Jamie, and I hope you're having a good winter, and we're almost finished with the program, and looks like we're going to be doing some reflecting on this project. To the first question, I'm going to be kind of going back and forth between my phone where the questions are and here where the video is going to be. The impact on my own global competence has been immense since the program started. I can't be thankful enough for the opportunities interacting with all the different teachers and colleagues as students, the instructors, of course, the two gens on our fieldwork experience. It's been amazing. The people have been incredible, and just that alone has expanded my consciousness of the way the world can be and is when we're listening to a lot of different people and a lot of different ideas and a lot of different viewpoints. The classes themselves have expanded my way of looking at the world and how to develop that way of possibly looking at the world for first, second, and third graders that I deal with on a daily basis. In terms of my position in the world, I think that the learning that we did in the class time through readings and through synchro sessions and things like that could only begin to prepare me for the traveling that we did down to Ecuador, and just to be in that environment and to see what my position in the world was as a white Western male traveling in that situation, and then coming back and being able to reflect what my position is in the world in terms of having a whole lot of privilege and making sure that I keep that in check and making sure that others around me are getting their needs met as well. The field work, for those of you who were there, it was obviously a big deal for me, going through a lot at that point in the summertime. The experience, I was just looking at some photos for a school project that I was working on, and my photos basically take us from the airport and up the mountain, and it was an amazing experience to look back on those photographs and to see moments like with the shaman, that night with the shaman and the shaman's kids. Very cool stuff. Playing with those kids, seeing the way that they were being raised, seeing, I will never forget the night where we're all around the fire, or we're all in the inside of the home, and he's talking and his cell phone rings. To see that mix of cultures happening, right then and there was, the irony was thick. It was great. Let's see, the Hotel de Casa de Sol, that was an amazing experience in terms of bonding that night over a couple of beverages with people from around the country, and really getting to know people and laughing until our sides hurt. That was amazing. Obviously, Tumbatu was a huge deal for me. I had never experienced any kind of poverty like that. The more I talked with people in our group, I by far had done the least amount of traveling, worldly traveling, and that experience hit me very, very hard. I'd never experienced anything like that, and I appreciate the support that I got in terms of needing to be able to take myself out of the environment, reload with some sleep, and come back and smell the sugar cane the next day. That was a very deep, deep experience for me. Let's see. Into my professional work, my school this year is working with a person out of LA named Shiraki Holly, and we're looking at culturally relevant teaching methods. Most of the time, everybody in our profession deals with the culture clash between youth culture and adult culture, and the things that we want them to do and how we want them to do them, and how they might perceive that to be a different experience that might be better for their learning and their overall enjoyment of school. And so, but also there's, deeper cultural teaching strategies that we work on, and looking at those through the lens of the GCC experience in terms of our interaction in Quito in that school, and learning for the first time and really seeing it that Ecuador was a racist little country too, and that people had to advocate for themselves, and that they were seeing that when their kids were taught that culturally relevant math stuff that we got to see that day, like how much more powerful the learning was, and how the kids really seemed to connect to the content, and how the adults around them really appreciated the fact that they were keeping their culture alive, and at the same time furthering the education for their kids that they were going to be able to take out into the bigger world. That was great. The Capstone, I'm it seems mysterious to me still. I know that there's still some kind of going back and forth between our school district and GCC. I'm open to collaborating with whomever GCC deems the best colleagues for me in terms of who I'm going to team with. Basically, what I want to do is I want to create some kind of resource for primary school teachers. The people from our district are really struggling with the fact that the majority of our people are elementary teachers. And how are we going to bring back this really deep worldly content to kids who are 6, 7, 8 years old? One brainstorm that started coming up with something centered around the 6 Ps, and could we look at that from our poverty class and look at different cultures and different country, or more importantly, I should say, different countries from around the world through that lens, and can we teach elementary school kids on how to do that effectively? My guess is there are other tools that we've learned through our GCC coursework that we could maybe massage and be able to create experiences for kids to explore their own place in the world and their own culture, and of course the cultures of others, and how to do that in an effective way, because their generation is going to have to do it much more than we ever did. I hope those answers the questions. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this process, and looking forward to our first sync session, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.